The mighty Samson, a tale of strength and betrayal. In the ancient land of Israel, during a time when the Israelites were under the oppressive rule of the Philistines, a child was born with a destiny unlike any other. His name was Samson. From birth, he was set apart by a divine decree, for an angel had visited his mother and foretold that he would be a Nazirite, a man dedicated to God. As a sign of this vow, he was never to cut his hair, drink wine, or touch anything unclean. In return, God would grant him unimaginable strength, making him the mightiest warrior the world had ever seen. Samson's early feats. As Samson grew, his strength became legendary. He could tear apart a lion with his bare hands and defeat entire armies single-handedly. His might struck fear into the hearts of the Philistines, who saw him as a threat to their dominion over Israel. Despite his divine calling, Samson was also a man of passions. He was drawn to the beauty of Philistine women, much to the dismay of his parents and fellow Israelites. One day, Samson fell in love with a Philistine woman from Timnah and decided to marry her. During his journey to claim his bride, a young lion attacked him. With his bare hands, he tore the beast apart as if it were nothing more than a fragile rag. Later, he found bees had made a hive within the lion's carcass, and he scooped out honey, savoring its sweetness. This event would later become the basis for a riddle he posed to the Philistines at his wedding feast. Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet. The Philistines, unable to solve the riddle, coerced Samson's wife into revealing the answer. Enraged at their deceit, Samson slaughtered 30 Philistine men and left his wife behind. This act ignited a feud between Samson and the Philistines, one that would grow ever more violent. Revenge and wrath. The Philistines retaliated by giving Samson's wife to another man, further fueling his fury. In response, he captured 300 foxes, tied their tails together in pairs, and set torches between them. Releasing the foxes into the Philistine fields, he burned their crops to the ground, devastating their economy. Seeking vengeance, the Philistines attacked an Israelite town, demanding that they hand over Samson. The Israelites, fearing for their safety, bound Samson and delivered him to the Philistines. However, as soon as he was placed in their custody, Samson's divine strength surged through him. He snapped his bonds like threads and, grabbing the jawbone of a donkey, slaughtered 1,000 Philistine warriors in one of the most astounding displays of brute force the world had ever seen. The temptation of Delilah. Despite his unmatched strength, Samson had one fatal weakness: his love for Philistine women. This flaw would be his undoing. In the valley of Sorek, he met a woman named Delilah, whose beauty enchanted him. Unbeknownst to Samson, the Philistine lords had bribed Delilah with silver to uncover the secret of his strength. Delilah pleaded with Samson, asking how he could be subdued. At first, he misled her, claiming that being bound with fresh bowstrings or new ropes would sap his strength. Each time, Delilah tested these methods while he slept, only for Samson to awaken and break free effortlessly. Undeterred, she pressed him further, using her charms and feigned love to wear down his resolve. Finally, weary of her constant pleading, Samson revealed the truth. "My strength lies in my hair. If it is cut, I will be as weak as any other man." That night, as Samson lay asleep in Delilah's arms, she called for a servant to shave off his 7 locks of hair. When she cried out, "Samson, the Philistines are upon you," he awoke, expecting to break free as he had before. But this time, his strength had left him. Betrayed and powerless, he was seized by the Philistines, who gouged out his eyes and led him in chains to Gaza, where he was thrown into prison and forced to grind grain like a common slave. The fall of the Philistines. For months, Samson languished in captivity, a broken man. But unbeknownst to his captors, his hair began to grow again. The Philistines, overconfident in their victory, decided to hold a grand festival in honor of their god, Dagon. Thousands gathered in the temple, including all the rulers of the Philistines. They brought Samson out to mock him, laughing at the once mighty warrior who now stumbled in blindness. Guided by a young servant, Samson was led to the temple pillars that supported the structure. There, he prayed to God one last time, "Lord, remember me. Strengthen me just once more, that I may avenge myself on the Philistines for my eyes." With a mighty heave, Samson pushed against the pillars with all his remaining strength. The temple trembled, then collapsed in a thunderous roar, burying thousands beneath its ruins, including Samson himself. In his final act, he killed more Philistines in death than he had in life, delivering a devastating blow to Israel's oppressors. Legacy of the mighty Samson. Though Samson's life was marked by triumph and tragedy, his story remains a testament to both the power and frailty of man. He was chosen by God to be a deliverer, yet his passions led him astray. His strength was unmatched, yet he was undone by love and betrayal. And though he fell into disgrace, in the end, he fulfilled his destiny, striking a final blow against his enemies and ensuring his name would be remembered for generations.